Hello, everybody can hear me? Huh. So it's the anime guy. Um, Today I am going to think about one of the things which bugs me half of the times whenever I see either No Game No Life or Sword Art Online. So the first thing is both are gaming animes. So there's which one to take? Um, so what I am thinking is doing a comparison. So anime community, let's go do it. Okay, now thinking about all of the things which I thought about both of the animes, like first of all, the plot. Now the funny part is that half of the anime community who thinks logically thinks that Sword Art Online is a bad anime because of its weird plot, and the first of all, the first thing is that the rule is that if you die in the game, you die in real life. Like, everybody thinks that that is wrong. It is partially wrong because first of all, how can a game such like that be even taken into the market if the first thing which will happen to you, that like if you enter the game you can't log out of there, so that will be a problem. But thinking aside of the things, that is what sets the Sword Art Online franchise more better than the No Game No Life. But the No Game No Life franchise also has a much better vision. For example, the thing which they do is that they say that in this world that in this world you can do everything, and anyways you can do any kind of thing can be resolved by gaming, nothing else. So the first thing which I was thinking about was that which has better characters. Now thinking carefully, at the first of the No Game No Life anime only, we saw that um, Sora, the main character Sora, had defeated Tet, the god of gaming in that world, uh, with the help of her sister and himself. So the first thing is that people talk like Sword Art Online has overpowered characters. Yes, they may have, but even in No Game No Life they have. You can see, like, Sora defeated the god. Does anybody else need to even think that he can't conquer all the lands? Setting that aside, thinking like this in that kind of part, you can already see that Sora and what was her name? Shiro. Sora and Shiro are a unbeatable duo. That has been confirmed. So the first thing which will get in your mind is that Sword Art Online is still better in terms of characters, because at least even though both are kind of making some harem shit out there, still Sword Art Online has much more legit characters. Setting that aside, now what about the powers and animations? Now thinking carefully, each part shows a different one. So No Game No Life didn't have any sequel, so that is the problem. And leaving that aside, No Game No Life had showed beautiful animation in case of the colors. Like, the colors were so vibrant in No Game No Life. Still, one thing I can't understand until now: why was the things made like that? Like, there was no action present in that except for the parts where it was done. Um, and the other case, for example, like Sword Art Online has the concept that if you have a sword in this world and can fight with that and can survive, the possibilities are innumerable. So the first thing which is striking my head is that the animation was quite great. Like, do you remember one of the greatest fights when Heathcliff and Kirito both were fighting one on one? And the other part was when that uh, the level, what boss was that? I don't remember the level. Leaving that aside, that part was made quite great. Setting that aside, there are more parts of such kind of great animations in this Sword Art Online franchise, even though people don't like them because there's a lot of plot disease inside that. Like plot holes are filled in Sword Art Online. Even though in No Game No Life you can't find proper plot holes, still it's still good because it has that thing. Leaving that aside, what are the cons of both? Sword Art Online has a horrible part of making half of the characters powerful, and Kirito has some kind of extreme plot armor which saves him in the worst possible ways. Setting that aside, now No Game No Life has the worst possible one also. At the first only, Tet was beaten both by Shiro and by uh, what was his name? Sora. So there you get the problems. And one more thing, both the animes have created their special DVDs also, means special episodes. I can link you, means for those who don't see them, still you can go and see the special DVDs. And other than that, both of them have two movies in total, means each of them have one movies in total. The recent ones both have came in this year. That's the funniest thing. Setting that aside, you can see the Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale is a great sequel. You can represent it as a great sequel for the first season of the Aincrad arc, and the No Game No Life Zero, the one they are making. I haven't seen it till now, though I will try to see it and comment about that too. I would like to say one thing, that the Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale has a quite great graphics in it. Like seeing it on the big screen would make me mad somehow. I haven't seen till now the No Game No Life Zero, so I won't comment about that. But Ordinal Scale did it for everybody, probably, because unlike the Alfheim arc, the Gun Gale arc, and the what was that one? The Excalibur arc, and what was the other one? One was the Excalibur. Leave it. Kick that aside. I don't see Sword Art Online that much. Whatever. Aside from those 4 seasons, this movie looked like a much better sequel to the original Aincrad arc, because it still had that vibe. Like Kirito had to do something to properly take the revenge on the person, other than thinking like I'm going to die even though I'm not going to die. That kind of vibe. So that is the biggest problem of the other 4 sequels. So the movie did it, but I don't know about No Game No Life Zero. So that ends there. Thank you.